The Niger Delta region, crisscrossed by miles of winding waterways. It's a coastal frontier of rich oil resources and untapped stories, where we embarked on a journey into two communities that have long been hidden from public view. We were driven by a commitment to uncover the unspoken realities of oil exploration. Our voyage took us to Soku, a community that relies on the bounty of its waters, surviving primarily on fishing and periwinkle harvesting. Here, we met with the community elders and leaders who painted a somber picture of life amidst oil wealth.
My name is Ekine Akubo. I was born in this community, Soku community. Grew up from here, attended my primary school, and moved to Bori, Ogoni, for technical education. Came back again to the community. When we were growing up, when we were small, Shell came. Let me start from that aspect. Shell came, and from 1956 discovered large quantity of oil. 1956 got large quantity of oil. Discovered large quantity of oil here, and since from 1971, immediately this discoveries, the Civil War broke up, and immediately after the Civil War, from 1971, the first flow station here was established. The Soku flow station established, completed. Production started 1971. To be precise, precisely July. So we started producing oil and gas. They were flaring the gas. We don't know the quantity of gas being flared. So you look at the entire environment as completely destroyed. Soku environment is completely, the ecosystem is completely destroyed. As I tell you, you will see that both the air, the water, and the soil, all is completely destroyed because of oil exploration and exploitation. But one major problem, having destroyed the entire environment of Soku, as I tell you, no Soku man has been employed by Shell. No Soku man has been employed by, yes, Shell has not come to Soku that we need somebody free from this community as somebody that we need to work with. They've not come for that.
They spoke of a community that gives so much to the country, yet receives so little in return.
Use oil, gas, everything. If you go gas plant, the job like when you go land. But this Okutan was on a guy drone, cause see grasses everywhere. See our town, see town we dey stay. Our town, see grasses everywhere. And see they use nothing again, nothing. Fishing. Fishing now they go. If you see my hand, now this one na fish more go see the hand. Tilapia now they shoot clean like this.
Wetin be the main? Okay, so fishing are the main.
Fishing and periwinkle.
Okay.
That be our major occupation for here. But we get gas.
So how the gas take the impact? How their company take the impact on our?
So as you see also now, so sorry. Every day like this, we just dey come the past time. More for no go think Die. Now water dey dry. Okay, water dey come up. I dey even water dey dry now. All of us for see us, we dey go also. We go fishing, people will go from people will go, people will go hunting, will go. Some of the fishes, if I go through net now, if you see their fins now, some don't cut, some short.
Okay, because of the spillage.
Yes, and if you see the fish, before now, if you just throw net for here, go catch. But now, before you go throw catch, say, make you can survive with your family. Now, maybe from morning till night, because they don't run finish. Okay. Sometimes you
at this period, I
might play one magic game for you.
They be Soku women, we are suffering. All the work that they are coming, they don't take any woman for work. Women just they suffer, picking premical up and down. So now when you are in this rainy season, you will go premical. You will not see one come for inside bush self. You just receive the rain for nothing, so they come back empty hand. When you come, before you come think how to manage with your children. And Soku women, it is women that are suffering to train their children to university level. The entire kind suffering. How are you going to manage to train your pikin to university level or overseas level? That's what we are suffering for.
For many of us, it was the first time and a risk-taking journey navigating these treacherous waters by canoe.
You see that Soku is a very small island surrounded by water. Then as such, there is problem of people to live. If now this is one house, this is one house, this is one house, this is one house, as the houses are so close, if there is an outbreak of fire, the whole community will burn off within a circle of an hour. Am I right? So we need the expansion, and the expansion needed this that made me to write this thing I told you the other time. Now that you are sending them to see, let them see it and see how jobless are children. One is as a result of stealing. The effect is stealing. Every night there's no rest of mind. Every morning complaint upon complaint. Chief, this is what is happening. Yesterday they tear my house. They tear my phone. Because of joblessness. Am I right? But if there is job for these children, how many men have we in this village? How many boys have we in this village that government cannot employ them to do work?
Me have the weather. I go learn welding, but nothing that they do. We get pipeline for here, but nothing. Just day. So if they want help the youth, now for them to carry us, go learn trade or handwork, any skill at all. When we know say we will carry the help of our family or the community. This time we like this now, other people help
Only now you suppose they fit do those things.
GMP dey like this now, others now they come dey do am. Which we go fit do am? but we no get the skill, we no fit do am, we no get money to go sponsor ourselves, go learn, and we no fit do am. So they wan help us na to bring skill acquisition program wey go dey benefit the youth, the women sef. You see our women, thank God say you no see any women for here before dem go river go hustle. Before dem go pick this one, their bag don pay them. If they open their bag for you, sun don eat there, don black finish. Fair person sef, you no know, black person sef, you no know. Na so e be. So if they wan help us, na to help us with handwork, go train us.
1971 that cholera first entered into Nigeria. 5 persons died in this village one day. 5 persons died in this village one day. 5 persons. When we ran to Degema, Degema General Hospital, they say Degema people that are living there. Soku, we're gonna go with on our death. We're gonna go with on our death. We don't see Soku people. We're gonna on account kill us with on our death. Is that fair? But this is the Soku that is almost feeding the nation.
Show them.
Almost feeding the nation. You see, if because of all these things, the boys now reacted. What is going to be done? But by God's grace, God is controlling them. By His grace, He is controlling them not to do all this nonsense. Otherwise, and plus the people they kept here, when we speak to them, they understand and they hear us.
They don't attack me almost 6 times to take all my goods finish. Because sometimes when you are going, as you go, you don't see boat to enter in time. So as you don't see boat enter, so whether good people or them begin to monitor your movement. So that monitor a delay of the water side, they will begin to inform their boys to come and wait you for road. Then through that road, they will just attack you. Take your things finish. Now they will shoot gun. Begin to collect all their things finish. They don't even find me to Rumodogo market, collect my engine carry my money, everything they took finish. Almost good 6 times. Our cubic boats then collect my cubic boat where we load things full. Coming from Soku goods to come from Abonima to here on the road, they took with our 2 big boats and the things were there inside with my son, took it away.
While the oil companies erect grand homes for their international guests, the youth languish in unemployment, often forced into illegal activities like oil bunkering and piracy to survive.
Now, Shell, an international oil company, has destroyed the entire environment, coupled with our Nigerian people. Say, okay, if Shell can destroy the environment, why can't we join them? It is good. It is better they come and they help us in at least making sure that the environment is not further destroyed. Give us security to make sure that all this further destruction does not go on. We have not only 1 field, we have more than 2 fields. Yes. Soku field is one of the biggest oil fields, in fact, in the world. If you go to Ekulama, there's another field there. All is producing hydrocarbon, oil and gas for Nigerian nation and the entire world. Our gas is one of the best gas in the world. The Soku gas. We have condensate. Condensate is one of the richest liquid hydrocarbon, in the oil industry. But yet, an average Soku man is crying. I haven't gotten this, even the little education you could, but no job.
This place is the oil well, have you?
Yes.
Okay.
If you go to the end of the community, to this Russia community, Starlight community under Soku, another 2 well close to it. In fact, they want to even drill more up to 3 in the community, that is the Russian community. But you can't take that footage now.
About 2 years ago, the floods. If you come here, maybe at that time I will still inform you to come. By October this year, come. This place we have will be flooded. October, once it is there, if you cannot come, we are going to video it and send it back to you. All year will be flooded. Even the classrooms will be flooded. And at that time, what do? We send the students, the children home, both in the ECCD, that is early child care development, and then the primary session. We have to go on a compulsory what? Holidays. And then when the flood is low, in fact, there was a day I was teaching in primary 5. The flood came in, we went out. In fact, there was a day snake entered. So that is the situation on ground. But I'm saying this school belongs to the government. The Soku community is feeding the local, state, and federal government. So why should we be denied of the development that is our own rights? Why should we be denied? That is our plea. That is our cry. That is the question we have been asking, and nobody is ready to give us what? Answers. What they will see, maybe when you shoot this play now, they will say is politics. It's not. I am not a politician. I don't belong to any party. But the truth should be made known, should be said for people to know.
Their curriculum.
Yes, like basically the secondary school session is not all that affected by flood, I may say, because you see, if you look at it, that is a reclaimed part of the Soku. Here is the original community. So this soil level, sea level is is much more lower than that area. So they are not affected. So while we are on compulsory holidays or vacation, they are still in session. So they are not, but even the teachers there, majority of them is from the government. I mean, it's from the community sponsored teachers. Even the government teachers they said the terrain is caring. So they will take either excuse for not coming, or maybe they will apply for transfer and they go. So we have qualified teachers from the community. Engage us so that we fill those vacancies. That is what the government should do. During the time of Barrister Zebo Wike, I think he made room for employment, which most of us applied, but we are not given. That's why I said earlier that everything about this governance is politicized. It seems to be oppression, because we who are producing more, feeding the nation, are denied of the privileges. You see it. So even we will apply. Before you go there, man no man. If not, we have people like my secretary is a master's degree holder. Yes, I have not gotten to that level, but we have people that have BEd. Yes, BEd. We have NC, Nigerian certificate in education. We have people that have those qualifications. So.
A school environment, there are things that are expected of it. One, the conduciveness, which is lacking. Then the proper care of the school facilities, we're lacking it. Like, we don't have good laboratory now. Laboratories, we don't have good library. All of them are faulty, they are bad, so we don't make use of them. So for now, the classroom, we're trying to manage it, because I think as at 3 years back, Universal Basic Education Board came to renovate their UB areas. But yeah, the UB and senior secondary are in the same block, so they will have to renovate the 6 classroom blocks. Okay, so that is it. But for the school environment, is not conducive at all for a learner, for students. Normally for a student okay, we don't have much teachers because of this insecurity stuff. We don't have teachers because the teachers that were sent by state government are afraid of coming down to teach. So for the senior secondary, we have only 3 government teachers. Then at the UB, I think we have 4 government teachers that are on ground. So the other ones that are there to cover the gap are the graduate, the community graduates that have not gotten a job. So the community deem it fit to fix them in order to help the upcoming children. So through that, they give them stipends, sometimes 20,000 naira. The highest person is being paid 50,000. Now, the person that is being paid 50,000 is because of when the school was a community school that have not been taken over by government. He is known as the principal. So the principal earns 50, the vice principal earns 40. So now that government have taken over the school, you cannot bring down the payment you have started with them. So they are still paid on that 50 and 40. But outside that, every other teachers, community teachers are being paid 20,000. When government took over the school, they sent coppers, but because of this insecurity purpose, some set of coppers in some years back were raped. You understand? Because these bad boys on the creek how to overtake them, carry them.
By the community bad boys.
But we don't know if it's the community bad boys, the boys that always stay in the water with, and those all these kidnappers and all of that. So that then they kidnap coppers, they kidnap the government teachers. They were among them. So since after then, government now stop sending coppers to this place.
So this is the
ICT unit.
ICT unit.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're looking at both the junior secondary, senior secondary, you look at 70.
Did each student have access to each computer?
Yes.
Well,
they do.
Each student had like a computer that they could use.
Like what we normally do then is from SS2, we allow them to have access to the computers. Okay. So if we want to talk about only senior secondary, it will not be up to 70. Okay. It's not even up to 50.
Okay, so that means each student had a computer to themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
But none of these computers are functioning.
All of them are spoiled because you can see the ceiling, it leaks. And from the windows too, because there are, I think, I don't know if you check, look at that window now.
Insecurity and negligence have left this community in despair, with few resources and little hope. The community's chief, visibly weary, spoke of a time when the situation was worse, saying, "Only God is helping us manage this now." Those who can afford it send their children to public schools in Port Harcourt, many kilometers away, leaving families separated for months at a time. The lack of opportunity has driven many to extreme measures. Some of the youth in the past, left without support, took matters into their own hands. In their eyes, oil bunkering isn't just a crime, it's survival.
Main community. So they are supposed down to the extreme.
What of the primary school? Are they not supposed to sand field?
That place is the main community. For them to do any sand filling there, they have to condemn every house is there.
And everybody will have to come out.
Come out from there.
Where will they stay?
Yes, that's another thing.
Ah.
So that's why when flood comes, it affects the main town. This place is a new layout, new sand filling. This one you're seeing is a new sand filling, just like the way they are doing this one. So this is the generator.
As we walked through the community, we saw the chief's palace crumbling under the weight of neglect, a symbol of their forgotten struggles. According to UNEP, oil spills have catastrophic effects on the very lifeblood of these communities. Their fish. Oil pollution causes stunted growth, liver damage, fin erosion, and reduces reproductive capacities, rendering them unsafe for consumption. And yet, despite these dire circumstances, the job prospects remain bleak. Men are occasionally hired as seasonal security guards for oil companies, but women are left to pick periwinkles, fighting to eke out a living from the polluted waters. A narrative has been propagated globally that portrays these oil-rich regions are well compensated, but the stark reality is in sharp contrast. The people we met revealed how policies meant to uplift them rarely reach these shores. Instead, the women spoke to us with heavy hearts, recounting stories of armed robbery, rape, and violence. They shared how they had to pay for security just to keep their families safe.
I have to talk on the river.
Okay.
What we are seeing today is different from what we are seeing in the past, what we saw in the past. Like today, I am coming back from river, though I am not a fisherman. So I'm going it for a while, to while up the time. So I went for fishing. When I go, I didn't catch enough. But if you are before, when I go, I catch enough. Like what I catch today is not even enough. The one I catch today, if it were before, I will catch more than this, maybe twice of this. But I don't know what is the cause, whether it was as a result of these oil activities. Sometimes there is oil spillage, and when they occur, when the oil spills occur, they don't clean it well. It will go down to the sea and destroy the fishes. Sometimes you will see fishes floating on the sea. So we are seeing fishes floating on the sea. So we are thinking that those ones are the effect of the oil spillage is the effect of our not killing the fish again. So what we are saying is, if we can see help from anywhere that can come and help us out from this. I kill fish. When I kill the fish, I saw the tail side was cutting off. The tail side is as a result of that oil spill. You understand? But when the river is normal, when you go fishing, you will kill better fish that all the body was complete. So the cause of this spillage, the cause of this spillage makes those fish to be so like that, to be like that. But today, you cannot say, let me depend on fishing and they use it to train somebody. You cannot say like that, because the fishes in the river are not much. And sometimes these our neighboring villagers will come into the sea and they will pour this gamoline to the sea. You will see fishes floating on the river. When the next day when you go fishing to that side, you will not kill anything. In fact, it will take up to 3 or 4 months before fishes will start to come in. That is what we are seeing. And sometimes when you see these people, you will hide. If you don't hide, they will take you go, or they will keep you. You will stay with them. They will finish all what they are doing before they will go and release you. That is what we are seeing in the river. So, but the way now they are disturbing the sea, the river, and all the rest, we are not catching enough again. Say, I want to live on this. You cannot say that again. So it will be tough for someone not doing anything and say, I want to depend on fishing. Let me use fishing to feed my family. It's not possible again. No, that one. Then the younger ones, these small ones, then younger girls, they will follow their mothers to the bush and pick periwinkle. That's what they do to survive.
Poverty in Andoni isn't just economic, it permeates every aspect of life. We learned of fishermen who now have to venture into the violent waves of the Atlantic Ocean, risking their lives because their traditional waters have been poisoned by oil spills.
Oyorokoto is of 4 segments. We have Ibotopo Mbala, where I am the chairman of that community. We have Oyorokoto Umbo. We also have Oyorokoto Ete. And at the same time, we have Amansan that make this Oyorokoto. So, that's why I'm going to. But I will say it this way. That community is not where you just come in and just begin to do anything. You have to contact before communities, before meetings. Thank you for coming. So make sure as you take them down, go to police station. Tell the policemen this is what they come for. Let them succeed and go back peacefully. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Community leaders. So whatever you have to appreciate. They say, when you come to the house, you can't just do food. They just need to have something to do. You have it. You go with that. So you all about Nigeria. I'm decided about the River State. Nigeria. Nigeria.
Yes, my name is Bit Nkake Esquire. I'm from Ngo, the youth president of Ngo, covering up to this Oyorokoto. Andoni is predominantly fishing, a fisherman.
And so we live along the coast of this Niger Delta. We have over 5 AGs within Rivers State and Akwa Ibom State. But here, Andoni is the headquarters of Obulu Nation. And in Andoni here, right here in Oyorokoto now, they say it's the largest fishing port in Africa or West Africa. And what we are experiencing from the activities of the multinationals, both the ones in deep sea and shallow river, is that a neglect. I will call it neglect. Because before the advent of this PIA, no company, there's no presence of social corporate responsibilities as coming from the end of the companies, the oil companies. Apart from some few ones that will show you some dilapidated school block that they built, that everything has been destroyed by the wind and the salty nature of our environment, and even the oil. Which has spillage, and when we have spillage, the whole river, the whole sea will be covered by the crude oil, and we get nothing from the oil companies, nothing. Do you have the money to pursue them up to Supreme Court or outside Nigeria, like the Ogoni did? Yeah, the money, that's the exposure before now. So that's our challenges. In chorus of we shouting, talking about it, that you see them come around and maybe build 3 or 6 classroom blocks without equipping it. You go here and you know that the school has closed. You see students sitting on the floor. The floor is not even Jama floor. So the no seat to even sit on. The teachers, all they do is to improvise. But yet we are not angry with it. The one that's paying us so much now is that this introduction of this PIA, that we expected something good to come out of. You know, PIA talks about Petroleum Industry Act talks about littoral communities along the coastal line, the Atlantic shore, and which Oyorokoto is one of the predominant community that has the effect of the activities. But the other people, the fishing ports, the Oyorokoto and other fishing ports are not being carried along. You know, this land we are sitting here now, this Oyorokoto land stretched up to Agbama, which includes Niger, Akuku-Toru, Akuku-Toru, and the rest. It's the same land. But we are not seeing anything coming forth. Yes, some companies have established, like Total Energies, have succeeded in registering their trust. I think another company to West African oil exploration, sometimes YM, have also succeeded in registering their trust. I'm telling you, Total Trust has been over a year now. We have not seen their footprint. They keep promising that they'll come and start their projects. They will do. We have not seen it up to now. Some other companies like Andoni, they haven't done anything. We have been on their neck. Sometimes they will say that NPRC is the one that is delaying, dragging it. NPRC knows Andoni. They have not even reached their trust. And Andoni has operated here for more than 2 decades. I tell you, over 20 years, I tell you, from 2016 to 2021, Andoni had no relationship with the Andoni people. Had no single relationship. Yes. So that is a challenge we have here. And the effect of the effect of their activities has also reduced our people's catch in terms of fishing. When we are younger, people told us that as you arrive now, don't go to the sea now, just now, by this sandbank now, I cast 1 or 2 nets and we'll get good fish to entertain you. We don't kill fish now, we don't kill crayfish. I hope we load 1 drum of fuel in 2 boats, share 1 drum of fuel in 2 boats, and then go for fishing, and then come back without killing 20,000 naira fish. I mean, 1 drum of fuel, which is about 20 and something thousand naira a year, about 20,000 naira a year. They will go, yes. They will go and come back the same day without killing 20,000 naira crayfish. So, and yet sea pirates are attacking them on the sea there, in the Atlantic Ocean. They are collecting their engine to buy a 40 horsepower now is about 3 million naira. They will collect it in numbers. So we have issue of security this way. We have issue of environmental degradation. We have neglect. So many things I cannot mention all. But all we want to hear from concerned people, just as you have come now, and know you also hear our voice. What we have been saying, we need more of this. And we also want the government, Nigerian National Assembly, to look into that PIA, that Production Industry Act. There's some lacuna that is giving powers to the multinationals. Now tell me how you say you have released the 3%. Like for instance, Total said they have released 3% for 4 years. Their trust, their board of trustees, amounting about 1 point something billion. That money the communities have not seen. Thank God about it today. Whenever a year they have released that money, you cannot release the same money into your own purse still. If you can amend that law to the extent that they release the money into the community's purse.
But that's how PIA is it's supposed to be community trust.
It is community trust. It is community trust. But I don't know. The regulations give powers to the multinationals. You know, when they are about putting on these laws, it is them, the multinationals, that have money to go and bribe the people to skew this. I mean, write it in such a way that it will favor them, and it's still favoring them up until now. So, my people, we are happy that you are here today, and then you hear from other people too in the community. We don't have water system. Okay, we don't have water here. We will show you the water we drink. The one that is there for now, the erosion that we rolled into something we call whale. That's what we do. When it sinks, that's what we fetch. Unless you want to drink pure water, and you have to go and buy from Port Harcourt. From here to Port Harcourt to go and buy pure water. That's what we do. So you can buy a sack of pure water here, 100 naira, compared to what you sell at Port Harcourt. One sachet, you can buy 100. Unless you want to buy the one that is not cold, I can give you one, maybe 17 naira. And so we have other companies apart from these ones at the Atlantic Ocean. We also have Green Energy. We are backing that one right now. Green Energy has refused to incorporate its onshore, but then they are laying pipe into the Atlantic Ocean. And the law states that when your pipe or whatever is in the Atlantic Ocean, you do not completely benefit from it. We are on them right now. We have a very series of letters. They have not replied us. So I don't know what we do to help the system. But I know that if the assembly takes it up and then amend that their law, that PIA, that giving the powers for the money of that fund, that 3%, to the committee completely, I think we have relative peace. And then redefine which are littoral communities. Like in that case, you see people saying that anywhere there is water is littoral. When we check the meaning of littoral, it's just the Atlantic Ocean, the sandbar. It's not having to do with the hinterland. So the government need to, the law need to redefine those aspects of the laws so that we have peace here.
Okay, sir. What's the cost of petroleum? How much do you buy?
Here, normally petroleum in Port Harcourt is I think 700 to 800. But here we buy 1,200 naira per liter. You know why? It's possible. We don't do selling because there's a law for you not to carry the can to go and buy fuel from filling station. So when we drive our boat from here to Port Harcourt or whichever place to buy the fuel from, because of that law, those people selling at the filling station will add money in case we are arrested to pay for selling us in jerrycan. But we use this drum that can take up to 250 liters to buy for.
Why is the law?
I don't know. That is it may be a kind of task force that is regulating the activities. I mean, the filling station. You don't buy fuel from the filling station with a can. You only buy it. Yes. Even the small ones said they are against it. No, talk about our big one. Not just people here. They don't sell it jerrycan. They are buying jerrycan. They are going to pay extra money. It affects us here.
Okay, sir. So how does this affect women and children? Survival.
Definitely, it will affect. Where the prices of things here are higher than what we expected. Yet we go to the same market. Our children here, most of our people, because of the educational system, you can't have good secondary school here because of social amenities that are around here. No teacher that want to come and teach here and live here. And so we send our children to Port Harcourt. We rent house for them in Port Harcourt to stay for secondary school. So you can imagine. So Port Harcourt, even primary schools, we rent house for them in Port Harcourt to stay. So you can imagine that.
They can even afford it.
Yes, for those that can afford it.
So there's educational
deficit here. Yes. Today I was at their hospital. Go and see the wall is even falling. Yet I made it built to the standard health center. The wall is even breaking, and that one was not even furnitured, was not equipped. But at least it's there. It's paint. They painted it is there, and no personnel, no drugs. One of that chief that sat down here, I escorted him to that place. They took his sample for typhoid and malaria, but there's no typhoid drug. The malaria drug that is there is just the one that government gave them for free. It's not even strong to treat. So, and no doctor, of course. Only 2 persons I saw there, 2 or 3 of them. No doctors. But when this facility is there, they're not well equipped, but no person to work there. And you will look at the birth rate here.
Yes.
It's another issue. Women die with pregnancies here. Maybe you can take them from here to Port Harcourt to cross this water to Buri.
On that level.
These are issues.
Health emergency.
The one that they cannot manage here, folk can take them to Port Harcourt. Sometimes women can have labor and no personnel is there. But they used to go every weekend. They go. Why would they not go? Is there light here? What do they have here? They have their families up there in Port Harcourt. Why would they not go? Yes.
The problem is that this is an oil
producing area, and you not see anything from that angle. Nothing. Yet we have over 100 oil wells that Nigeria is benefiting from. Around this Andoni to Boni waterways. And again, we have problems here. We have serious, like 2 days ago, our brothers who went for fishing, their boat got capsized, and about 5 of them died. This is what we are seeing here. This is what we are seeing. We bury our brothers like that almost monthly or weekly.
Are you serious?
Yes, when I said that you take when I said you take about 150 liters of fuel to drive into the Atlantic Ocean to fish. Even that thing is spoiled, you cannot come back here again. It takes God for you to come back. You remain in the Atlantic Ocean until you die.
My name is Ayinge Kanan Fikini. Hardship is much, so we are facing a lot. I'm managing with it too. So with this my work that I use it to encourage myself. I need government to support the disabled people by empower them, maybe giving them access to the government, and a lot.
And people with disabilities face unimaginable hardships. As we looked around Andoni, we were struck by the hopelessness in the eyes of its people. With no fuel for their lamps, no clean water to drink, and no resources to shield them from the rising tides.
My community is Akradi town in Andoni local government. Andoni local government is an integral part of Rivers State and Nigeria as a country, nation. The activities, the people have challenges, a lot of challenges and upon challenges. The livelihood of the people is on the high risk, because Andoni AGA is a waterlogged community. Most of the villages, towns and hamlets, they were surrounded by water. Some time ago, some years back, you cannot get to the next neighboring village without crossing one creek or one river. And particularly during the rain season and the climate weather, at this period, we experience high range of waves on the waterways. So recently, as I'm speaking with you, 3 young men died in the Atlantic Road waterway when their boat they used to go and rescue other people that have challenges. One of the dredging vessels along Agbama Aziz fishing settlement. So 3 young men died. Those people are not even little ones, or say this, they are the fathers of fathers and mothers. So they drowned, 3 of them. They were buried yesterday because of the challenges. What are the challenges? Oil and gas companies operating in Andoni area, they don't even care, no caring. They left their responsibilities. And the next challenge is that the oil company used to exploit the right of the people or the livelihood of the people, coincided with the chieftaincy wrangling and factions, the community land boundary dispute and other things. So the oil and gas companies use that as an opportunity to exploit the communities, not minding their livelihood, even their biological lives. The whole environment is highly polluted, erosion everywhere. Some communities have been washed away by erosion, talk less of tidal floods. If, like last week, the whole area, all the The local plants, all these cassavas, this thing, were all washed off, died off because of high erosion. The 3 weeks rainfall within July, everything, no vegetable, nothing and nothing. The water, no drinking water, no potable drinking water. Even ordinary water to bath, you are facing a very serious acidic issues. You see people scratching their body everywhere and every time, nothing. Go to some schools where the oil companies are operating. Most of these schools, those schools, no furnitures, no infrastructures. The teachers have nowhere to sit, talk less of the children. I went to some schools sometimes, children were lying, sitting on the floor of the school. So right, without the procurement of furniture by the community themselves. Like in my community, what we did, we managed a few virgin pantries to procure little fund, then prepare a few days for our children. Otherwise nothing. While Akrade has more than 3 oil wells and other gas this thing, but nothing.
My name is Ayolu Afolakumi Ogunshola, and the experiences we've had, the stories we've been told, the places we've visited in the period of this documentary has, you know, exposed my mind to how coastal communities not just suffer from the impact of climate change, but also exploitative extractivism.
Nigeria is the largest producer of oil in Africa, right before Angola.
It sends out oil to the Netherlands, US, Spain, and a lot of developed countries in the world. And to visit a community is not just a community, different communities where oil and gas is drilled, and to see how much suffering and how much poverty that just exists in that community is really heartbreaking for me. I have not really experienced poverty at that scale. For me, what was interesting for me is because I live in the city. I live in a place that's like much more developed than these communities, and I've always heard the idea is that that oil companies give out civil social responsibility. There's a particular amount of money that is given to them to compensate for the impact of oil spillages, the impact of just taking out things from their community or taking out resources from their communities. And to be honest, there's a very sharp disconnect between that. Interestingly, with our discourse with the community members, we've seen a very sharp contrast to that ideology and philosophy. While there are very few, social responsibility projects that are done in these communities, you could see that there's little or no development that happens in these communities. So first thing that you must understand is that these communities are coastal communities, and a lot of them are not accessible by land, which means that development cannot get to them easily.
So now getting to the community, I saw a lot of heartbreaking things that I just couldn't imagine. I went to, although I'm not really brought up in the stylish way, but I went to a place where I now had to realize that poverty is in levels. I saw people who would have had a better life if they were not in that kind of place. So it's more like being in that kind of environment is already a setback. So you see youths who are supposed to be busy in their workplace or doing one useful thing or the other are just like moving about doing nothing. So when I went to Soku community, I met the youths in their center trying to play games and all of that, and they were making this complaint, saying in their words that they're not supposed to be here by this time. They're supposed to be somewhere working and trying to feed the family, but because of there's not even any fish in the water, that when they cast their net they don't even see anything. How many days they fill in their boats with fuel, and after filling the boats with fuel, when they go to the river they still don't end up with any reasonable amount of fish. Or they said when they try to go to pick isam, it's more like when you pick one isam here, you have to go the next, like a very far extent before you can see the next isam to pick. So imagine where you have to walk miles to pick full cup of isam. So for someone who has that kind of livelihood as the only means of income, it's really devastating for the young people that live there. The life for an average young girl there is really different from a normal person. You really cannot compare the livelihood of a girl at 16 in Port Harcourt and another girl at 16 at Soku. It's really different. Like, you can't really compare it. For them, it's more like a daily life of struggle. They struggle every day. Like, they struggle to breathe, they struggle to live, they struggle to survive.
During our visit, we took our water samples from some of the rivers where these communities, use for fishing, and for some of them drink the water. Some of them, they take their baths in the water, they fish, they depend on the water, not just like for their domestic uses. They also have like a very huge cultural connection with these water bodies. And as you can see very clearly, we took this one from Andoni community, and there's obviously presence of oil contamination in this water. Most of the fishermen there complained about their fishes just dying off and them not having access to fish as they used to fish. And so just think about how unclear this water is. There are obviously a lot of toxic activities going on. We are going to test the water. Then this is water taken from Soku communities. The fisherman explained about how their fishes were dying off and that the tails of their fishes were getting chopped off, which is very, very weird in its sense. I think that the interesting thing for me is how these water bodies are not just for their domestic use. I mean, for drinking, for taking care of their family. I mean, there's also a part where women also have to like depend on water, not just for their children, but also for their menstrual hygiene. And so that was a very strong play for me on how water can be such a strong thing that affects people. And thinking about how affected this water, for example, is, and how it could maybe affect women and children from different layers. It's interesting that they drink this water, they use it for their menstrual hygiene, they use it to cook, they use it as a cultural, cultural and traditional, religion for themselves. And I think that it's really sad to see that a community that provides so much support for the world globally, I mean, the second largest producer of oil, this is where oil is gotten from. And it's sad that they're experiencing this high level of poverty, and water poverty, financial poverty, education poverty, pretty much everything you can think of.
After thorough testing of water samples from Soku to Andoni, the journey leads us to the palace of His Royal Highness King Ambassador Dr. Emmanuel I.S. Oworong III. As a well-respected stakeholder and certified lab scientist, King Oworong has long understood the water challenges faced by his community.
I am His Royal Highness King Ambassador Dr. Emmanuel Isi Jana Samuel Oworong III, the paramount ruler and Okama of ancient Ataijon Kingdom in Andoni local government area of Rivers State. Okay, actually I'm a medical laboratory scientist, certified by the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria.
So from these test results, can you, from your knowledge, your pharmaceutical knowledge, What do you think about the chemical properties in that water?
Well, from the test result, the pH is 4.20. It means the water is acidic and not safe for human consumption. Then when you go to the BOD, which is the biochemical oxygen demand, the test result is showing 31 milligram per liter, which is very high too. Ordinarily, by the WHO standard, it's not supposed to, the standard is supposed to be below 3 milligram per liter. But this one is very high. The one of Andoni, extremely high, indicates severe organic pollution of the waterways. Then when you come to the oil and grease, like what we are saying, because of the level of the oil exploration, the water that is safe for consumption is supposed to be close to zero. Close to zero. Okay, even and for other purposes, public water, other purposes that has to do with oil and grease concentration should not exceed 10 milligram per liter. But in this case, is 5,210, which is extremely high. Extremely high. And you can see that's due to some toxic substances like heavy metals, volatile organic compound that is being thrown into the water source. And we are using this medium to call on international community to come to the head of the Andoni people and any other communities within the Niger Delta region, because people are dying every day because of water contamination from one pollution or one pollutant or the other. Unfortunately, the oil companies are not being held responsible for all this, because perhaps maybe because of the people not having the money to prosecute the oil companies to make sure that they pay for the numerous lives that has been lost due to cholera or any other diseases that has been caused by the activities of the oil and gas companies in the Niger Delta. Apart from the oil companies polluting the waterways, they also pollute the airways by the gas flaring. Recently, Port Harcourt, the entire river was engulfed by black soot. That you are in your bedroom sleeping, waking up in the morning, your nose is blocked. Even when you cough or when you want to pour out spit, the spit is as black as charcoal. These are caused by the activities of the oil and gas exploration companies within our localities and throughout the Niger Delta region of Nigeria.
My name is Diolu Praise Osioma, and the past 2 days now, we've been at Soku community, and I would say my experience there wasn't funny. I feel pained. Why? Because the school setting, the educational setting there in that community is really bad. It's really, really bad. I got to see some of the labs, like the physics lab, agriculture lab. They don't even have equipment there. Nothing. I wonder how these kids, how they are able to work in that school setting. From my observations and our interview with most of the teachers, they complain that they have few teachers there in school, and most of them don't even come to school. Now these students, they don't have good facilities, they don't have good equipment for those in science class and those in art class. And that's bad for this generation. It's really bad. My experience in Andoni, on getting there, I found that there was no seats or table for these students. This lab, it was empty and it's been locked for months, according to the teacher. And from my observations, they had cupboards and all that. That's to show that the lab has not been in use for a period of while. They don't even have equipment for these students. So those in science class, they are just called science students, but there's nothing to show for it. And from where I grew up, science students always have their own lab filled with equipment and everything needed for them. So me coming down to this Soku community and Andoni, the difference there really shocked me, because I'm just wondering how these students, they prepare for exam, how then they teach them for classes, if they want to do practical, how then they do their practical without anything. The teachers are few, environment is dirty, no sitting, no chair, no table, nothing. They still use chalk to write in this generation. And I'm wondering, how will these kids grow up in this setting? I'm really pained. Like, I have a lot going through my mind. I'm like, these kids, they're going through a whole lot. They're going through a whole lot.
For me, I mean, with everything everybody has said and every reaction from our community work, for me it still boils down to one simple thing: climate injustice. And it is the story of Africa, it's the story of Nigeria, it's the story of Andoni, it's the story of Akuku-Toru, it's the story of Bokana, it's the story of Ogoni, it's the story of Okrika, it's the story of Nembe, it's the story of Tomkri, it's the story of Eweleso, it's the story of Yenogwa, it's the story of every Niger Delta state, it's the story of every northern state that is experiencing the negative effects of climate change. But what is worse about Niger Delta and what is provoking about Niger Delta is that you are exploiting us, exploiting the communities, you're taking their natural resources, polluting their environment, destroying, and this is important, destroying their livelihood. And because of your activities, their seas are polluted, their water is polluted, they get sick, they lose young people, and there is no compensation. There is no loss and damage. This is apart from the whole climate change issue, which we know a lot of these coastal communities are at the risk of extinction. Of course, you heard what some of the chiefs said. Many a times, their crops are washed out. We have that as a problem already. And many of these communities need to be compensated. They need loss and damage finance, right, which never gets to the communities year after year after year after year. And the frustrating part of it is that on top of that, these communities are the hub of oil exploration, and they still have to. It would have been okay to leave them in their normal condition, and many of them could testify that before oil, fishing activity here was blossoming and all that. Now the thing is, the pre-oil and post-oil, the difference is much. These communities were surviving. They may not have been like our normal cities and industrialized cities, but communities, freshwater bodies, their fishes are healthy. These communities survive from agriculture, but you explore them, you exploit them, destroy their natural. That's my problem. Destroy their natural livelihood, leave them with less fishes, cause divide and rule, arm the community boys to begin to fight each other and kill each other, increase criminality because of your oil politics, and you still leave them like that. Not leaving them like that, leaving them worse. While other cities are being enriched, other people are being enriched. The countries that are the polluters are being enriched. And the entire scope of this climate crisis, oil crisis, or water pollution, the people who suffer the brunt are the community people.
I think that's the most shocking thing for me. The most shocking thing for me is the ideology that most of oil companies give out, CSR projects to these communities. When we get there, there's almost no, it literally doesn't exist. I mean, we visited a couple of them and they are all in shreds. Some of them, the walls are broken. It's just so terrible and bad to comprehend that the community that provides over 90% of Nigeria's budget is so much in poverty and so much in, there's a lot of conflicts going on. It's a total devastation, and yeah, I feel very bad about this.
It's hard to put into words the devastation we witnessed in Soku and Andoni. What we saw were communities abandoned by those who profit from their lands. What we heard were stories of multi-dimensional poverty and overwhelming neglect by government and the oil companies. And what we felt was a deep sense of responsibility to share their voices with the world. This journey has been a revelation, not just of the harsh realities these communities face, but of the systemic injustice that has become embedded in their lives. For us, a team of young climate activists, this is more than a documentary. It's a call to action, a plea to listen to those whose stories have been silenced, and a determination to fight for a future where no community is left behind. For us, all we can do is to tell these stories. We wish we could do more. We hope we get the support to do more. We want to tell more stories, help people in places that seem like they have no hope. We dream for a day where these communities can have hope in the future.